I warmly welcome you and sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation to this important press conference.
Can you say, women, we see you?
Today's event is organized as part of activities commemorating the International Women's Day of 2026, and it provides an opportunity to highlight the progress that has been made in the fight against gender-based violence in Enugu State, while also drawing attention to urgent issues that require government intervention and broader societal support.
The Executive Director of the Economic and Social Empowerment of Rural Communities, Reverend Ikechukwu Nwogo, the solution already exists within Enugu State. He says the Bosta Training Institute in Ngo, established in 1932 to rehabilitate young offenders and vulnerable adolescents, was designed to provide education, discipline, and vocational training before reintegration into society, but has remained non-operational since the Nigerian Civil War in 1967 and is now largely dilapidated.
Yet, this institution was originally intended to serve the entire southeast and south-south regions of Nigeria. If rehabilitated, it would provide an appropriate facility where juvenile offenders and rescued vulnerable adolescents can receive structured rehabilitation rather than being exposed to further harm. Need for operational support. Members of the task force are serving voluntarily and selflessly, driven by a shared commitment to protecting vulnerable women and children in our communities. They are not seeking personal remuneration, but they require basic operational support that will enable them carry out their responsibilities effectively. Resources are needed to support transportation, rescue operations, survival referrals, medical support, and prevention activities across communities in Enugu State. Sustaining the work of the task force requires institutional and community support. We therefore call on everyone, communities, religious leaders, traditional rulers, to support the work of the GBV task force. Like I said earlier, they are not paid. They are working selflessly, and therefore they need support of every one of us. Our call to action: federal government of Nigeria. We call on the federal government of Nigeria to urgently rehabilitate and operationalize the Bosta Training Institute Ngo, so that juvenile offenders and vulnerable adolescents from Enugu State and across the southeast and south-south region can receive proper rehabilitation and reintegration support. 2. Enugu State government. The task force respectfully seeks an opportunity to engage with His Excellency Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisi Mba, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, to brief him on the work and impact of the task force so far. We also appeal to the state government to provide a response vehicle to the task force, provide institutional support for its operations. If possible, include the GBV task force in the state annual budget. This is our appeal. 3. Private sector and philanthropists. Ending gender-based violence requires collective responsibility. We therefore call on corporate organizations, philanthropists, and development partners to support the work of the task force. Traditional rulers, religious leaders, government institutions, civil society organizations, and community groups must continue to work together to protect vulnerable members of our society. Appreciation. We wish to express our sincere gratitude to the government of France through the French Embassy Funds for Civil Society for supporting the establishment of GBV task force. This support has been instrumental in strengthening coordinated GBV response mechanism in the state. We also sincerely appreciate the Honorable Commissioner for Children, Gender Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Mrs. Ngozi Eni, for her unwavering commitment, leadership, and support to the task force. Her dedication, sacrifices, and strong advocacy has contributed immensely to the progress and effectiveness of the task force in responding to GBV cases and support survivors. We also commend and appreciate the Executive Governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubuisi, for his continued commitment to strengthening institutional response to gender-based violence in the state. We particularly acknowledge his leadership in inaugurating the Enugu State Steering Committee on Gender-Based Violence, which demonstrates the government's commitment to coordinated action in addressing gender-based violence in Enugu State. The Enugu State GBV Task Force respectfully seeks an opportunity to meet with His Excellency Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubuisi to present the achievements recorded since the inauguration of the task force in December 2025, share the challenges currently being faced, and explore areas where the support of the state government can further strengthen the fight against gender-based violence in Enugu State.
In addition to the services of the day, there were activities that took place. Students from the Institution of Management Technology in Enugu State were selected to present an artwork depicting the ideas and informations and all that has to do with gender-based violence. And out of 13 students that presented their artwork, 3 people were selected as people that had the artworks that were most extraordinarily. We had the first, the second, and the third position, and each were awarded with amounts that are very, very encouraging. The winner, the first person, was awarded with 100,000, and the second runner up was awarded with 70,000, and then the third position was awarded with 50,000 naira. And other students were also awarded with 20,000 naira equally for attempting the art exhibition work. This whole event was organized, planned, and packaged by the Economic and Social Empowerment of Rural Communities, with support from the French Embassy Funds for Civil Society 2025. I believe that this move is going to give Enugu State the right information strategy in it to tackle gender-based violence. You will go with us, you will continue with us, because we are just getting started and we are ready to give the work all that it needs. Thank you.